Scott, you started this by saying that you were going to drop the bomb and that you were going to go first after the public employees and that you would use divide and conquer as your strategy to go after the workers and that you would use a budget bill to tear this state apart. I think of great leaders like Franklin Roosevelt, leaders like Giuliani, and what did they do at a time of crisis? They tried to bring their people together. You decided to use a budget crisis to try to divide and conquer this state. That's what happened. That's what led to all of this. And you succeeded. You succeeded in dividing this state. But you said it was the first step. Because this is really about workers' rights. And it's not just about public employees. It's about the middle class and whether people who work in the middle class have rights, whether they have safety rights. Because I've talked to people who are working in our prisons right now, and they've said they've never been more afraid because their rights were taken away. I am concerned about those rights. I'm concerned that those rights have been taken away, and I think it's an attack on the middle class. There's a reason he hasn't said he would veto a right-to-work bill, and the reason is because he wouldn't. Scott Walker is the only governor in this country who has a criminal defense fund. He's paid over $100,000 in criminal defense fees to a lawyer who specializes in federal prosecutions and a different lawyer who specializes in state prosecutions. You're correct. His key aides have been charged. And it involved a network in his office, in his executive office, 25 feet, about the distance we are from each other, where there was a secret computer system that did fundraising, did campaigning. And when he found out about it, did he order an investigation? No. He sent one email. And he said, we can't afford to have any more stories. His concerns were about public relations, not about criminal investigations. I've asked for two things. I've asked for him to clear the record and to show us the emails that he sent to that criminal enterprise, if you will, that secret system, that secret computer system in his office. That would clear the whole thing up. I didn't make any allegations he did anything wrong. I want to clear the air. I also asked that he tells us who's paying his criminal defense fees. The people in the state have a right to know who is paying his criminal defense fees. That doesn't raise any charges against him, but that's what we have a right to know, and that's what I've asked. But to not invest in education is penny wise and pound foolish. And all you have to do is look at Minnesota. That has a much higher per capita income than this state. And one of the main reasons is more of their residents have graduated from college or technical school. Because if you're mayor or you're governor, you have to be the executive for the entire jurisdiction. Scott won with 52% last time, and you would have thought he won with 92%. And the first step he took was to punish his enemies. That's easy to do. It's easy to punish your enemies, but it doesn't bring people together. The job of an executive is to try to work to get things done. And it can't be, it's my way or the highway. It's my way or the highway. It can't be, it's just an ideological litmus test, and we don't care what the practical results are. I want to work with people. And my style has never been that I make myself look big by making someone else look small, or that I try to push people into a corner politically. That's the type of executive that we need. Well, again, thank you all for watching tonight. I want to make something clear. I have no desire to be the rock star for the far right in this nation. And I have no desire to be the rock star of the far left in this nation. What I do have a desire is to be rock solid and do everything I can to create jobs in the state of Wisconsin. Because that's what we need right now. And we need a governor who will stand up to the special interests. And I will do that. Scott Walker gave billions of dollars in tax cuts to corporations and the wealthiest people in the state. And he asked seniors to sacrifice. I've said no to my friends. In fact, Scott's talked a lot about the unions tonight, the large public unions. Let's face it, I wasn't their first choice. And I'm certainly not the first choice of the people on the far right. And why is that? because I've said no to my friends and to people who oppose me politically. That's the test of leadership. It's easy to say yes to people who give you millions of dollars. It's easy to say no to your political opponents. The real test of leadership is whether you can say no to people who are your friends. Scott Walker has never asked for shared sacrifice. He's asked for others to make sacrifice. As governor, I will focus on jobs, healing this state, ending his civil war, and doing everything we can to move this state forward. That's why I ask you for your vote on June 5th. Thank you very much.